Have you ever considered the meaning of some of the parables that Jesus Christ shared? Well, check this one out. You'll be blessed. Hey, so check this out. In Luke chapter 5, Jesus spoke a parable to the religious leaders of Israel. He said, "No one puts a piece from a new garment on an old one. Otherwise, the new will make the old one tear. And also, the piece that was taken out of the new does not match the old. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins, or else the new wine will burst the wineskins and be spilled, and the wineskins will be ruined. But new wine must be put into new wineskins, and both are preserved." Now, Jesus used a parable to illustrate a point that he was trying to make. And he said, you can't take a patch that is new and put it on an old garment. No one puts new wine into old wineskins. See, the reality of this illustration is that wineskins, when they become old, they become brittle. And you can't put new wine into old brittle wineskins, because when the new wine begins to ferment, the old brittle skin won't flex with it, thus causing the wineskin to burst, and all the new wine that was poured in spills out before it had a chance to be of any worth. In other words, Jesus is saying, I did not come to patch up your old religious system. Remember who he's talking to, these religious leaders. He said, I came to do something entirely new. Church, listen, this applies to people individually as well as to churches corporately. Jesus cannot start a new work in a person if the person is holding on to the old nature, their old ways. Now, here's what happens. When people are touched by the Lord and filled with the Spirit, but yet they attempt to live a double life, the hardened, brittle nature cracks, and the newness of the life that Christ poured in seeps out. In verse 38 of this chapter, it says, "But new wine must be put into new wineskins, that they're both preserved." That's why the Apostle Paul said this in 2 Corinthians 5:17. "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, old things have become new." See, the point Jesus was making couldn't have been any more clear than this. You can't fit this new life into the old nature. This explains why Jesus did not seek to reform Judaism, but rather to transform lives. See, Jesus is saying, I didn't come to put a patch on your old ways. I come with a whole new set of ideas: grace, mercy, love, compassion, forgiveness. Take out the old ways. Take out the old and put on the new. Church, we need to understand our flesh is a greater enemy than the devil ever will be. See, the devil is already defeated. Your flesh is not. You need to learn, we need to learn to die to ourselves. Jesus said in Luke 9:23 through 25, if anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me. For whoever desires to save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake will save it. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the whole world and is himself destroyed? This was definitely a new teaching, never before heard doctrine. And he said, if you want life, lose your life. Take up your cross, meant to carry one's own cross to the place of crucifixion. Carry your cross, knowing the cost. Jesus gave a clear and challenging description of the Christian life. Many had died this way through the hands of the Roman government and denying oneself, putting aside selfish desires, carrying your cross, and following him. Listen, this means understanding that we belong to him. He purchased us with his blood that we may live for his purpose and not our own. Lord bless you all.